Hello guys, welcome back to another Mass Effect Andromeda multiplayer build guide, and today we are going to be covering the Turian Havoc Trooper, and this build revolves specifically around being able to lay down a heavy amount of fire onto high priority targets utilizing the Turbocharge ability. Just to give you a quick visual example, here I have a rank 10 Vanquisher which typically holds 4 shots. With this build we get 5 by default, and the ability to shoot, well, let's just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 without reloading, with arguably the strongest sniper in the game right now. This also applies perfectly to automatic shotguns or any weapons that hit very hard with a limited clip size. Before we go in depth into the build, a quick glance at the build trees for those of you who are impatient. Incinerate, Turbocharge, FLAK cannon, munitions training, and aerial assault. Now, as usual, how many points you have to invest depends on the rank of your class, so for the sake of fairness I will list what order I recommend picking traits up in order of priority. So to start with, I recommend going 5 ranks into munition training, picking up weapon training and weapon efficiency. This is going to allow you to be useful with your weapon all the way along the process of maxing out the other trees. Next, I would advise going into Turbocharge and maxing the tree out, going for duration, damage and force, and dump heat. We want these two so we can really use the ability as a real power cooldown that we are going to use with the intent to take down high priority targets. It's going to provide us with a decent damage amp, as well as offering a bit of extra stagger to those weak point shots. But what really ties this together is the final rank in the tree. Now, Supercharge is nice in very specific loadouts. If you're using a Piranha or SMG or assault rifle and want to focus on killing medium to light heavy units very quickly, but to be honest, I would just have a whole other build if I wanted to focus on something like this. This build is all about that infinite clip in quotes, which is what is going to allow you to just lay siege to whatever it is you're trying to kill without having to stop to reload, which is obviously better for those bigger, harder hitting weapons. So we want to take dump heat, which is going to give us an 80% increase in clip size. Now, don't forget, we also get a 20% clip size bonus from rank 1 in the tree, a 20% fire rate bonus, 10% damage amp. So combined with everything else we've taken in this tree, along with something we're also going to be grabbing later, this ability really gets kind of Super Saiyan, so trust me on that. So next we want to obtain our main crowd control, and this is going to come in the form of a 2-second stun on our FLAK cannon, which you can get by going 5 ranks in and picking up stunning. You can take either of these for rank 4. The damage isn't the main attribute of this ability, so if you feel you need more cells, feel free to grab them. Next, we're going to want some anti-armor capabilities, so we're going into Incinerate, grabbing burning and anti-armor, all fairly clear-cut stuff. Now honestly, wherever you spend whatever points you have left is entirely up to you at this point. It won't really affect the build beyond here. If you want to know what I've done, I've personally gone and taken rank 6 in munitions training with precision. That is because the 20% headshot / weak point bonus plus weapon accuracy applies greatly to snipers, and the stability and pellet spread reduction applies greatly to shotguns, and these two weapons are the weapons that I use most with this class. If you were using a rapid fire weapon like say an SMG or assault rifle, sustained fire might be better, but again, I think all that would be better maximized in a totally different build. Finally, I've dumped the last of my points into health, shields and resistance for that extra survivability on gold difficulty. For my gear then, I've just got my Vanquisher equipped right now, but I do like to run with the Piranha sometimes. None of this is really super important as with other classes, but for my gear I am using thermal clip storage, which gives us 75% extra ammo capacity, which is probably most useful on this class due to it being almost entirely weapon focused. For playstyle tips then, it's mostly a case of knowing when to use your abilities. So regarding your turbocharge, what I like to do is save it for when reloading would really be a detriment, so usually against something heavy and armored or with multiple enemies moving in on me. Obviously always use it behind cover, always pop it after you've already used most of the default clip, otherwise you're not really going to be seeing a benefit from the anti-reload, as it will auto fill the clip whenever you press it. So obviously don't use it with a full clip, kind of try to use it in place of a reload and you'll be able to just continue shooting. Regarding your FLAK cannon, remember it's there to stun enemies and not do damage, so if your turbocharge is on cooldown and you need to reload, just fire this at the enemy's feet, stun them and then reload, which you will also do quicker by the way due to the build. It's also great for stunning tougher enemies and lining up clean headshots. Regarding your Incinerate, use it to prime targets, use it to melt enemy armor. It can also be used as a brief CC on organic targets as they will fade around when burning, and other than that think that's pretty much everything regarding the tips I would give for the class. It's all fairly normal gunplay from there on. So yeah, I'll try to get the next video out within the next couple of days. As usual, if you have any recommendations of what class you'd like me to cover, feel free to leave it down in the comments. And if you like this video, feel free to leave a like. And if you haven't done so already, consider subscribing for more Mass Effect Andromeda content coming soon. Okay guys, until next time, take care.